Hello guys, welcome to the latest episode of Every Platform, and welcome today to Annan station located in Dumfries and Galloway. We are in Scotland again, just about, and here is 156509 along with 156439. This service is the 728 ScotRail service to Dumfries from Carlisle. We are on the Glasgow South Western Line today, going between Carlisle and Dunlop, clearing the only bit of section around this area that we need to do, which is this line. So if you do wish to check out any updates on trips and posts, please check out my Facebook group. If you want to see specifically what trips are going on, I will update my Facebook group each time a trip is done, and the pinned post, so please check that one out to be sure where I am and when. Also, if you do wish to check out my Instagram is KTVvids for story updates, and my X account KTVvids96. I've just given up and said X, because might as well. So yeah, this station, Annan, we'll talk about in just a second, but this train has got about a 6-minute wait time there. It's nearly done. I do apologise if I sound a bit stuffy. I am battling a cold at the moment. Unfortunately, I picked it up whilst I've been here. I'm not too sure what's happened, but yeah, so if I do sound a bit stuffy, that's why. So let's begin today's episode of Every Platform here at Annan. Enjoy. Right, going right now is 156509 and 439, heading to Dumfries. One 156509 and 439. So our train, the 0730, to take us to Gretna Green, will be here in just a moment, so I'll update you in a minute. So facts about this station, just whilst the train approaches. Just to the west of the station, it crosses over the a viaduct which overlooks the River Annan and the nearby floodplains. And there also used to be a former junction here, which was called the Cochrane's Boiler Plant. Well, that's not the name of the junction, it was a disused junction, but it used to head south towards the Cochrane's Boiler Plant at Newby. So yeah, that was a long time ago, but obviously not now. It's disused now. Here's our train, the 0730 service to Carlisle, and we have 156511 and 156502. And I'll update you when we get over to Gretna Green. Right, so we're now in Gretna Green, and the partner now is going to be 156511 and 502. Alright, so here we are at Gretna Green, and I'll update you in just a moment. Right, so Gretna Green has quite a bit of interesting history to it. So the station was closed in I think it was the 1970s, yeah. So it was closed in the 1970s. It reopened in 1993, and it was only just one platform, which was that one there. So basically what happened was in 2008 the second platform opened and the line was double tracked. So it's actually a newer, well not that newer, 2008, but it's still a relatively newer addition to the railway than a lot of others. So yeah, so it was double tracked in 2008. subsequently making 2 lines and more, I guess, allowing for more trains. But yeah, so other than that, the station was open as just Gretna, and it was opened in 1848, and it got renamed Gretna Green in 1852, so not that long after. But yeah, so that is Gretna Green Station. Also, I know that this place is quite, I suppose, famous for people coming away on holiday, especially around here, because it's quite a nice area to go to. I've heard Gretna Green is. It's very close to the border of England as well, because we are still in Scotland, but I think this is the closest railway station to the English border, as much as I don't think even Lockerbie is closer than this, so I think this is the closest one to the English border, towards Carlisle. Well, by road as well anyway, if you include from the railway station by road. I don't think Lockerbie is closer. So yeah, that is Gretna Green, and we're now going to head over in a short while to go to Dumfries. But for now, we're going to wait. Our train's at 08:21, the Glasgow Central service. We'll go from there. Right, so we're just still here at Gretna Green. This is the sort of subway that leads out of the station. It looks very dodgy, very murky. And then there's also this bit, when you walk all the way through, it's just pitch black. There's not even any lights on, not lit up. So if you walk through here with the echo, then it could be very scary. But anyway, yes, so we just went to the co-op just to get a drink. We're now back. We've got about just under 20 minutes to our train. Yeah, that's Gretna Green. So our next stop is Dumfries. We'll also have a look at the bus station there, the White Sands bus station. But yeah, we will update you soon. Right, arriving in now is the 08:21 ScotRail service to Glasgow Central from Carlisle. This is the first Glasgow Central service of the day. Second Glasgow Central service of the day. Brandon was about to correct me. Brandon is in the video, by the way. Southern Train SWAT 2006. 156502. The first one was there for like 5 something in the morning, which we didn't get. So it is 156502 and 511 again. Update you when we get to Dumfries. Right, we've now made it into Dumfries. Been here before. I stayed here when I did the trip on the Fife Circle. Came to stay here, of all places. It was alright actually. But yeah, so this station is a common terminus point for the ScotRail services, because this is what makes it hourly. They come here and they terminate here and turn around. This one, however, is carrying on into Glasgow Central, which is where we're going to be heading soon. Well, not Glasgow Central, but heading beyond here soon. We are going to get a bus from here though, but for now we'll wait for this train to leave and go from there. Right, departure now is going to be the 08:48 service to Glasgow Central. 156502 and 156511. The next stop for that one will be Sanquhar, and then it will be Kirkconnel, New Cumnock, and then onwards to Kilmarnock, Dunlop. Stations that way between Kilmarnock and Dunlop. I cannot for the life of me think of them at the moment, but yes, I'll update you soon. Right, so Dumfries is, well, first of all, the town is very famous because, for those who are Scottish know Robert Burns, Dumfries is a very famous town because of him. For those who don't know, Robert Burns is probably one of the world's most famous poets. Scotland's most famous figure, probably. And in January every year they do a celebration of his life and they call it Burns Night. There's also a statue of him here. He wrote his most famous poem here, and but for the life of me, yeah, he wrote his most famous poem here. I was going to say I don't really know, can't remember what the name of it was, but yeah, he wrote that here, and yeah, he's just a very, very famous person in Scotland. So yes, that's the town and its historical significance for that very reason. However, the station itself, like I say, it's relatively infrequent, so there are trains that are on an uneven hourly pattern or every 2 hours, but that's not usually here, but it is usually beyond here towards Glasgow. Also, historic Scotland, which is a bit like preserving the old buildings, have designated the station building as a category B listed building of historical significance. So yes, a bit like when we grade our things in here, you do category A and B here. So yes, but yeah, that is Dumfries. Also featuring a couple of books as well that had Dumfries Station either in the name or anything like that. But yeah, so it's got a famous, it seems to be famous in writing. That's how I seem to see Dumfries as. But anyway, we're going to head over and get some breakfast because we've got like an hour here, an hour and a bit, and then we're going to go to Sanquhar by bus, and I'll update you soon. Right, so we're now in Dumfries White Sands bus station, which is this little thing here. Basically, there's a few bus services that come here. The most notable one's the X74, which is a coach between Glasgow and Dumfries, which comes here. As you can tell, it's not a bus station per se, but it's like it's three bus bays basically. It's one shelter here, one there, and then one at the far end. Well, one there as well, but that's the terminating one, I think. Actually, no, I think it's only two shelters. Yeah, it's only two shelters. This one, two here basically. Yeah, so this is the White Sands bus station in Dumfries. We're waiting for our 246, which is our bus to take us to Sanquhar, and that will take us, well, we're going to take that and see what we end up with. Probably going to be an Enviro 300, normally is, but we'll see. I'll update you soon. You won't be able to hear me very well, but we are now on a Enviro 200 heading over to Sanquhar. Been doing a lot of non-stop stretches, but a little bit unexpected to get this on it instead of the normal Enviro 300, which I said we would have, but hey ho. Right, heading out now is 36152, heading off to New Cumnock, or heading off to Cumnock anyway, 246. Did not expect that to be an E200 at all, but we got one anyway, unfortunately. But yeah, we move on, we're on to Sanquhar station, and we'll update you when we get there. Okay, we're now arrived at Sanquhar station. Nice little station master's house right outside, which is really cool. As you can see as we walk in, this station is served by one train every 2 hours between Carlisle and Glasgow, and between Glasgow and Carlisle. So yeah, platform 1 for trains to Kilmarnock and Glasgow, and platform 2 for trains to Dumfries and Carlisle via that road bridge there. So yes, here's the station. very, very quiet. The next train here is the 11:14 to Glasgow Central, which we're getting to Kirkconnel. Kirkconnel? No, New Cumnock, I think, actually. And then the next train on that side is at 12:32. So yeah, quite a while. So yes, we'll talk about this station in a moment, but here we are. Right, so this station, it's an interesting one, this, because Sanquhar, along with Kirkconnel, New Cumnock and Dunlop, I think, and a couple others maybe, these were all closed during the beaching acts. So Sanquhar was, New Cumnock was, Kirkconnel was closed as well. No, sorry, Sanquhar and, oh, here comes our train actually. Sanquhar and New Cumnock were closed. Stewarton and Dunlop were closed, I think, or Kilmores and Dunlop, that was it. All of them were closed during the beaching acts and all reopened later on in time due to protests from the villagers of each of these places. So Sanquhar's got that fact about it, and the village itself is very, very remote. 156510 is our train, by the way. But yeah, there's not a lot really to say about it other than the fact that it is a really remote village, not a great population at all. Everyone sort of knows everyone here, and yeah, beaching acts history is very prominent here. So yes, we're going to catch our train and we're going to head over to New Cumnock next. We'll update you soon. Okay, the final there was 156510 and 156439. That's heading off on the slight delay 11:27 ScotRail service to Glasgow Central from Carlisle. And here we are at New Cumnock station, and we'll update you in a minute. So New Cumnock, this station is again a bit like the others, or a bit like Sanquhar, I should say. Also was closed during the beaching acts, but then was reopened in 1991, which is the same as Sanquhar, also reopened in 1991. Again, this station, a bit like Sanquhar, well, not a bit, very much the same as Sanquhar, is one train every 2 hours between Carlisle and Glasgow, and one train every 2 hours Glasgow to Carlisle. There was obviously a couple of trains that terminate at Dumfries and start at Dumfries, but generally it's Glasgow Carlisle here. The station obviously used to be, well, over there, the little white building you can see is the New Cumnock signal box, powered by semaphore signals around here, which is pretty cool. And yeah, the station itself is, you know, it's just fantastic. It looks really old, really nice, and I love stations like this that just look their age, let's just say that. They haven't really been touched, which is really nice. A bit like Sanquhar as well, the station platforms are connected by a road bridge, and also it is step free, going in both ways, which is good. But yeah, that is New Cumnock. The line itself, the stations have been absolutely lovely. Like, the stations are great around here. We are actually in Ayrshire as well now, and East Ayrshire we're in, so we've sort of exited Dumfries and Galloway, and we're inside Ayrshire. We go back into Dumfries and Galloway in a minute, but yes. Also a little bit of history just before we stop there. All goods trains a long time ago actually had to stop here for inspection. This was it was a very bleak section beyond the station, which couldn't permit longer non-stop passenger express runs, so they couldn't actually be included in the schedules on this bleak section, because they had, I think it was only goods trains that were allowed, and they had to be inspected here to make sure that they fit the requirements to actually carry on beyond here. It's really odd, but yeah, they had to do that here. Anyway, so the next station for us is going to be, I think I said it was going to be Kirkconnel, but I'm wrong, it's Auchinleck. That's the next station we're going to. So I'll update you when we get there, or get the train there. Right, arriving in now is the 12:19 ScotRail service to Carlisle from Glasgow Central. This is our train to Kirkconnel, and we have got 156 511. I think 502 is the rear because we had this one earlier. And we're now going to take this to Kirkconnel, and we'll update you when we get there. Right, going out now. We're now here at Kirkconnel, by the way. Is 156 511 and 502 heading to Carlisle. An issue with the doors there. Yeah, all good. Right, now heading off is the 12:27 service to Carlisle. And then that one goes. So this is Kirkconnel, another one that's served one every 2 hours on this line, and got a bit of a wait here. Our train is also late, which is helpful. Excuse my coughing. I'll update you soon. So there's always something amusing at some railway stations we go to, but this one has one. Maybe not so amusing, but a broken departure board. You can see it flashing there at the top. That bit isn't working, but it is saying the calling points for the next service, but it is glitching. It's not working properly, which is not good, but there we go. It is glitching. Interestingly, there is a period 1626 there's a Carlisle service, and then it's 1728, so there is actually one after another, which is probably the only time in the day that actually happens. So yeah, anyway, so again, the platform doesn't have any step-free access, so only the platform 1 does, but obviously we'll talk more about the facts in a minute. Right, so here we are at Kirkconnel. This station is a little bit historic in a way, but we'll talk more about that in a second. We are back in the county of Dumfries and Galloway. When we were in New Cumnock, we were in East Ayrshire. That's where we were just then, but now we're in Dumfries and Galloway again. The station serves the village of Kirkconnel, which is a village. Yes, it is. No, it's a town. The town of Kirkconnel. There we go. Yeah, so Brandon has, for the very first time, had iron brew. What did you think of iron brew, Brandon?
It's decent.
He likes it a lot. Of course, we couldn't come to Scotland without having some iron brew, so had to happen. Now, the next thing is, also speaking of Scotland, Brandon had no idea that deep fried Mars bar existed. So when we were at New Cumnock, I talked to him about deep fried Mars bar, and I think a little bit inside him died. He was kind of like, what the hell, how do you do that? So I explained to him that it's sort of a chocolate bar covered in batter, and Brandon, I don't think, could believe it. So could you not believe it at the time that it actually existed?
I knew it.
Yeah. Did you not know it was Scottish? Ah, I see. So you knew it existed. Oh, the departure board's fixed on that side. But yeah, so he knew it existed, but yeah, didn't know it was Scottish. Anyway, so there's also a plaque at this railway station which commemorates a poet called Alexander Anderson. I still have yet to find that plaque, but if I find it, I'll show you. But it's not out here, and I've not seen it, so we'll see. Platform 1 for trains to Kilmarnock and Glasgow. Platform 2 for trains to Dumfries and Carlisle. Update you soon. Okay, so couldn't find the plaque, disappointingly. Don't think it's actually on the station anymore. Maybe it was, could be out of date information, but hey ho. But yeah, so other than that, Kirkconnel station is a bit like, well, this one's actually different because this station didn't close during the Beeching Acts, but this station did have extensive refurbishment because the station was not like it is now. And when Sanquhar, which it is pronounced Sanquhar by the way, not Sanquhar, it's pronounced Sanquhar. So Sanquhar and New Cumnock and Auchinleck and Dunlop, when they were all closed and then reopened, this station got extensive refurbishment. So yes. So yeah, the line itself is now very well used. I will say it is very well used. But at some stations it really isn't used very well. Like this station, for example, there was hardly anyone when we got off. So yeah, but anyway, we'll update you soon. And next stop for us is Auchinleck. Right, arriving in now, it's 13:24, ScotRail service to Glasgow Central, 156436. It's just a 2-coach on this one, which is always good fun. I imagine it's going to be quite busy. No, it's all right actually. Update you when we reach Auchinleck, next stop. Okay, we're now here at Auchinleck. (156.436) heading off there. This is a very quick visit to Auchinleck, unfortunately, because we've got to get going on the train and it's late. But this station, not a lot of facts to it. Again, was a victim of the Beeching Act, reopened in 1984. So yes, good. Also nearby is Dumfries House, which is where Prince Charles was, or King Charles III now, was when he found out the Queen was really ill and he had to go and see her before she passed away. So yes, very quick facts. We've got to go. That's Auchinleck done. Update you soon. Just now in Kilmarnock. Just got an easy one over. And I want a Volvo VZL. That's the bus we're on at the moment, an electric bus. Taking it to Kilmore's. I'm not going to film too much of it because the bus is very busy, but I'll film more of it when we're out. But yes, here we are. Update you soon. Right, now going out is the 9. We're going to head to Kilmore Station and update you from there. Right, we now reached Kilmore Station, and there is a Kilmarnock bound train over there from Glasgow Central. We are now on the section where the railway line gets more frequent, as the trains are every 30 minutes. So between here and Glasgow Central, it's it's more frequent. And then, yeah, basically Kilmarnock to Dunlop, which is what the bit we're on now, will be more frequent. Anyway, we'll get up to the station and we'll go from there. Okay, so this is Kilmore Station, one platform here. Station does have a bit of history.
4 carriages.
So the trains are a bit different here because they're every 30 minutes and they run between Carlisle and Glasgow, and also Kilmarnock and Glasgow Central. Kilmarnock is also a terminus, which you'll see soon. The station reopened in 1984. Most of this line reopened after the Beeching Act, which is interesting. But it closed in 1966. So but because of interesting, the ticket machine was installed here, but apparently there was always problems before that with actually guards selling tickets. Because of the close proximity to Kilmarnock, most people just got away with it, so they installed a ticket machine to stop that from happening. But I bet you it still happens to this day. It's only 3 minutes between here and Kilmarnock, so if you're going to Kilmarnock and not anywhere else, maybe Stewarton, probably get away with it. But that's not to say you should.
Yeah, we got our tickets, guys.
We got our tickets, absolutely. But just saying, don't fair dodge. Don't fair dodge. I cannot talk, can I? Right, so we're going to wait for our train and we're going to take it to Stewarton. Update you soon. Right, arriving in now is going to be the 1532 ScotRail service to Glasgow Central from Kilmarnock. It's 156513. There's something else on the rear, but we'll see it when it goes out when we get to Stewarton, our next stop. Right, going on there's 156513 and 494 heading out to Glasgow Central. Here we are now at Stewarton station, 2 platforms this time, and hardly any sort of structure, which most of these stations did have building structures and then they got removed a long time ago after the station's closure. So yes, this one does have 2 platforms. We'll talk more about it in a minute, but yeah, this is Stewarton. Right, so we're now here at Stewarton station. This one, again, bit of history with it. The station closed in 1967. Sorry, it closed in 1966 and only reopened a year later. So this was reopened in 1967, so not long it was closed. There was also a second line, there was an operation to reinstate it between Lockridge Junction, which is actually near here, and a place called Lugton. But during the upgrade work, which was in 2009, there was a bridge crossing the A735 road and it collapsed as an oil train was passing over it. No one was hurt, but the line was closed between Barhead and Kilmarnock for a while because of the incident. And yeah, there were a bunch of tankers that basically went everywhere and they had to be recovered. So but yeah, the work completed in September 2009 and the second platform was born, which is yeah, pedestrian underpass also reopened as well, but this second platform here, which I believe is this one I'm looking at here, was reopened. And also the plants you see there, just random fact, they are adopted by a staffing client of a place called Hansel Village, which is near a place called Symington. And Symington is basically in South Ayrshire, sort of on the A77 road between Ayr and Glasgow, so it's nearby. Yeah, so that is Stewarton station. Also, most of these stations are commuter stations as well. This place is quite big for what it is. Quite like it, kind of. Spelling Glasgow and saying I like it is quite uncommon. But yes, we're now going to head to Dunlop. I'm going to update you soon. Okay, arriving in now is the 1608 ScotRail service to Glasgow Central, 156502 and something else. And we'll head to Dunlop and update you from there. Right, we're now here at Dunlop and find out now. .56502 and 511, and we'll update you in just a moment. Right, so we're now here at Dunlop, the station located in the village of Dunlop in Ayrshire. Again, the station had its second platform built relatively recently due to the double tracking of the line between Lockridge Junction and Lugton. So yes, just south of Stewarton. So yeah, but a new car park was built and better disabled access was built as well, as you can see by the ramp over here. But this station is the furthest we're going today. Not much else really to talk about with this station, to be honest. Yeah, like I say, it's ScotRail managed, duh. But there's not really a great deal of history of it. But it reopened in 1967, but it was just basically like a little halt this station was. So yeah. But again, as a result, the beach and access was closed, like pretty much most of them were. So yeah, update you soon. Right, arriving here now is going to be the 1638 ScotRail service to Carlisle from Glasgow Central. It's going to be our train to take us over to Kilmarnock. Last station we need today, which is 156442. And 156512. Soon. Right, we've now reached Kilmarnock station. This is the last one we're visiting today. We will be exploring it a bit more in a bit more detail a bit later. We're going to go for dinner. There's Wetherspoons is outside and I'm hungry as hell. But this train's delayed. Apparently it's the train fault, so that's great. But I'll update you soon and let you know what's going on. But for now we're going to go for dinner. Probably be gone by the time we're gone, so... Right, so we've now reached Kilmarnock station. Just come back from Wetherspoons, had some dinner. It's very nice. This station's got 4 platforms, so this is the biggest one we've been to all day. The 4th platform was what we're on. This is generally the platform that's used for trains going towards Carlisle via Dumfries. But the 1654, which by the way is the train we got off of when you saw in the video, has been cancelled due to a train fault. Now, I think that train over there is part of that 1654, and something's happened that obviously created, you know, the issue, because the front portion's gone. There is a 2156 over there. That is a service that's starting here to Glasgow Central. As you can see, there is 2 bay platforms. One isn't used and the other is. It's 156. Oh, it's 511 and 502 again. It's those 2. There's obviously some people waiting on the train still for something. I've no idea what for. That is confusing. But yeah, we'll talk more about the facts about the station in just a moment. Okay, arriving in now is 156. I thought it's 442 again. It's coming in. For some reason, still dealing with this cancellation. It's coming back in. Technically the service has been cancelled, so if it was to be reinstated, it would still count on every platform. To me anyway, it would still count, so we would take it. But because it's been cancelled and removed and brought back, so to me that counts. Anyway, we're going to see what happens and go from there. Right, so a few facts about Kilmarnock. So the station does have 2 notable features. Can't see either of them because it's dark, but the first one is the viaduct, the Kilmarnock Station Viaduct, or Railway Viaduct, constructed in 1843 to 1850, so it's a very old viaduct. It also lights up in blue when it's dark, although we didn't see that. It does light up in blue, apparently, probably for ScotRail, blue for ScotRail colours. Also the station clock, which underwent a regeneration scheme in 2011 after it got grants. But yeah, now it's got like LED lighting as well, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so that is the 2 really distinctive features of this station. The station has a hell of a lot of history. It's built well above street level, and yeah, 4 platforms for terminating Glasgow services. And also here, Glasgow to Stranraer runs here as well via air. That also comes here, so this is the junction for that line too. Speaking of junctions for that line, here comes a train. This won't be from air because that line is closed due to a fire, so actually this one will be from Carlisle probably. It's 156509. But yeah, so that is Kilmarnock station. It's very wet here, so I don't want to be stood here talking too much. But yeah, the station has had a lot of regeneration go into it in recent years, which is really good. The station's canopy is lovely as well, as you can see from over there. You can't see it all too well because the 156 is blocking it, and I'm not walking all the way over there now because it's too wet, and we need to stay on this platform just in case of our train. But that's Kilmarnock. So that ends the video. So thank you all for watching today's video from Dumfries to Galloway, plus a bit of Ayrshire. If you have liked what you've seen, do like and subscribe, and do leave any comments because we'll get back to them as and when I can, and leave any recommendations in the comments as well. It's been a fantastic day. It's been very cold, very wet. Sort of the very last major trip I do of this year. Got 2 more left this year, potentially 3, but probably going to be 2, whereby the 2 of them will be a bit shorter. Well, one of them's not, but the other one here definitely is. But yeah, so we'll see you all for that one very soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode of Every Platform in Oxfordshire. Bye bye. Just a little extra clip I thought I'd show you over here, because I have decided to walk over here now to get a picture. Here is underneath Kilmarnock station. Platform 3 is Glasgow from Carlisle, and 2 and 1 are bay platforms, as you can tell from here. So yes, and the station overall looks really nice, really old looking, fantastic. We've got to go, so again, thanks for watching. I'll see you in Oxfordshire. Bye bye.